If you've ever looked at Airtable and thought, isn't it just a fancy spreadsheet? Or you've heard people rave about it and you can't work out why, then this video will make it click. I'm going to show you what Airtable actually makes possible without any tech overwhelm. I'm Moira Fuller, I'm a business strategist and coach, and I work with small business owners and solopreneurs who are ready to step out of the day-to-day admin and into leading their business. One of the tools we use quite a lot is Airtable, and a question I often get is, well, why Airtable? Why another new system to learn? So in this video, I'll walk you through how Airtable works at a high level and then share 3 real-world examples so you can see when and why it's such a powerful choice. Also, for most of my clients, either the free account or a single seat, currently $24 a month, is all they need. This isn't a tutorial, it's a clear overview of why Airtable is so useful in real businesses so you can see if it's the right tool for you. Before we hop into that, if you're looking at ways to save time in your business, download my free guide that helps you simplify your operations. This tool helps my clients pinpoint which few-minute tasks are holding you back so you can finally free up your energy for higher level thinking. It's in the link below. So let's start with the obvious comparison. Why Airtable and not something like Google Sheets? Google Sheets is great for lists and calculations. If you're tracking something simple or doing quick sums, it may be all you need. Where Airtable is different is that it's built for relationships, workflows, and automation. Instead of everything living in one flat grid, Airtable lets you relate information. So people, projects, bookings, products, or dates can all talk to each other. That means you can see the information in different ways, depending on what you want in that moment. You can trigger actions when circumstances change, like sending emails or reminders automatically. And you can share only what someone needs to see, rather than handing over the entire system. Think of it this way, Airtable is a database that looks like a spreadsheet but behaves like an automated system. That's why for small and lean businesses it can take a lot of the pressure off. So I'm going to walk you through how Airtable works, the 5 core components, and then share 3 real life examples. Everything in Airtable starts with tables. Each table represents one type of thing: people, bookings, orders, products, students, or events. This is what keeps things clean and structured, so you know where the home or source of truth for your data is. This example is from a marketing hub with offers or products, campaigns, and content, each having a table within the same hub. Where Airtable really comes into its own is when those tables are linked. That's how the records talk to each other. For example, one product can have multiple campaigns. One campaign can have multiple pieces of marketing content, and they're all linked together and connected. That's just one use case. One student could have onboarding forms, milestone reviews, feedback forms, payments, and access details all connected and in one place. Then views are how you actually see and use the data day to day. It's the same information but shown in different ways depending on what you need to focus on at that time. So you might see all your data at once or only show the emails that you want your VA to schedule. You can filter and group to any criteria that you set. Views could look like something that needs an action, new inquiries that need a reply, students whose access is due to expire soon, products with low stock. Each is a segment of the wider data that you have, and you're only looking at that specific element. You're never duplicating data, you're just choosing how to filter it. Then we have forms. Forms are one of the ways that information can come into the system. You can choose what you ask for on the form, and unlike Google Forms, Typeform, whatever you currently use, with Airtable Forms, that data comes straight into your source of truth. It could be clients, customers, applications, inquiry forms. The form submission can automatically create a record, bringing in that piece of data. It can also automatically link that data to the right place. So that an example I just showed you of a pre-call form for my coaching clients, it can link directly into their client record. And it can trigger any next steps. For example, an inquiry form embedded on your website can trigger an automated email out to the person who submitted the form, sharing targeted resources or next steps depending on the type of inquiry they submitted. Automations are where it all gets very powerful. They work on if this happens, then do that. So if a form is submitted, send a tailored email. If a status changes, like this one, notify a team member. If someone hasn't engaged in your program for X days, send a check-in email. Or if an in-person workshop fills up, change the status to full. And finally, interfaces. This is how you share information without sharing the whole system. They let you bring in data from any of your tables within a hub to one clear screen. So instead of rows and columns or clicking between tables, interfaces give you clean dashboards, showing you just what's relevant for that person. This is especially useful when you want to share progress with a client, give a team member access to just their part, or even just give yourself a clearer view for your busier days. People only see what's relevant, nothing else gets touched, and you're not handing over the whole system, just the right slice of it. Alright, so that was a whistle-stop tour. Now I'm going to share some real examples of how clients applied this in 3 different business models. But I'm curious, out of the components I've just walked you through, which one do you think would make the biggest difference in your business? Let me know in the comments below. Case study 1, events and bookings. Let's start with a build I created for an events business that ran planned workshops and private bookings. For the workshops, people could purchase a ticket online as usual. We set up an automation between their shop software and Airtable, so every time a ticket was sold, that information came straight into Airtable. That meant they could see at a glance exactly how many people had booked into each workshop, who those attendees were, and which sessions were filling up without exporting anything or checking multiple tools. Alongside that, there was a separate form for private inquiries. Someone would submit an inquiry for something like a birthday party or corporate event and select the type of event they were interested in. Based on that choice, Airtable automatically sent a tailored follow-up email with the right next steps for that type of booking. So different inquiries were handled differently with an immediate response and without the client having to manually triage every message. What this gave them was one system handling ticket sales, private inquiries, follow-ups, and giving them visibility over every workshop and event at a glance, instead of juggling inbox threads, spreadsheets, and booking tools. The second example is from a product business I worked with that needed a clearer grip on their stock levels and a way to make it easier to reorder. I set it up so that all their sales fed into Airtable automatically, so stock levels updated without cross-referencing shop platforms or typing numbers into a spreadsheet. Each product had a set minimum stock threshold, and when the quantity dropped below that level, Airtable flagged it. They could instantly see what needed reordering and what was running low. Instead of checking multiple apps or realizing too late that something had sold out, it became a really simple operational dashboard. That one view saved them hours every single month because the data was easily tracked and visible. The third example is for an online program where dozens of students came in and out of the business across the year. We set it up so that each student has one central record, and from that, Airtable automatically tracks when they joined, how long their access lasts, and when their expiry date is coming up. If they're 30 days away from expiring or 2 weeks away, renewal emails go out automatically. No manual chasing, no remembering who joined when, it's all handled in the background. Plus, any milestone forms, check-ins or feedback forms they submit link straight back into their student record, so the client could see everything in one place. It reduces admin, but also improves the student experience because nothing's slipping through the cracks. The big takeaway here is that Airtable is not about adding complexity. It's actually about simplifying your key business information to one source of truth, and then using its built-in systems and automations to actually use that information productively. It's about fewer tools, less repetition, and much clearer decisions. If your business has people, dates, products, capacity limits, or any kind of repeated admin decisions, Airtable can pull everything into one calm, visible, and automated place. And if you're watching this and thinking, I can see how this would help, I just need support to build it, then this is exactly the kind of system I help my clients create. Everything we do is designed around how you work, so simple, maintainable, and not over-engineered. I'll pop the ways you can work with me below. Finally, a quick reminder that if you'd like a next step you can do straight away, you'll find my free Simplify Operations resource in the description below. It's a short, practical tool to help you spot the bottlenecks and few-minute tasks in your business that are quietly eating up your time and start freeing up capacity immediately. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this useful, give the video a like and subscribe for more ways to step out of the day-to-day admin and into leading your business.